Now, Eskom has submitted its new national standards paper, which recommends the introduction of possible power cuts up to stage 16. According to the power utility, the code of practice for power cuts recommends going beyond stage 8 to guarantee peak demand is met and the grid is protected. The country is presently experiencing stage 6 outages. And to discuss this further, we joined on the line by Professor Mark Swilling from the Center for Sustainability Transitions at Stellenbosch University. Prof, thank you so much for your time and good morning. We were just saying off air that we may as well round it off to an even number, make it 20 or stage 20. At this stage, we don't seem to even understand how soon load shedding can be managed and whether there's an end in sight of it.
Well, the end is not in sight. If you have a short-term perspective. So as many experts have said, and now increasingly people in government, we're looking at 18 months to 2 years more of load shedding, and it's going to get worse, much worse during winter. So all that we are seeing in the publication of this new schedule is more detailed instructions of what needs to happen above stage 8 and upwards. That doesn't mean we're going there. We may go, it's pretty certain we're going to go into stage 8, but whether we go much higher than that, we still don't know.
And as you're saying, even with the schedules, those are not even kept most of the time. You'd find that it overlaps as if you were on stage 4, then it becomes stage 6. Overnight, it just escalates to even a higher level. So stage 16, are you saying that this is something that is imminent, that we have to brace ourselves for and make the necessary contingencies?
No, I don't think that's what it means. I think there's a lot of fear and panic in the country as we head into winter, and the way in which this new schedule has been handled is unfortunate from a PR point of view because it creates the impression that's where we are going. Stage 6 is bad, so imagine what stage 16 it looks like. That's what the kind of emotional reaction is. But it doesn't necessarily mean we're heading that way. What it does is provide a set of detailed instructions for all the various stakeholders involved in the system to follow once we get beyond higher stages. So we're definitely going into higher stages than stage 6. We don't exactly know how much further.
Yeah, are you also of the view that this is something that is beyond the control of the energy minister or the electricity minister? Because there was a sense of hope that if there is somebody who is at the helm, who's going to champion the load shedding crisis, that we then would be, there'd be a guideline and a clearer plan as to where the country is going with regards to energy security.
There's two things here. Firstly, what has been made clear by Eskom management for a very long time is the high levels of uncertainty. The condition of the fleet is such that you can't really anticipate with a lot of certainty exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. Things are just too volatile, and that's a combination of inefficiency, old power stations, but obviously also corruption, theft, and so on. So that's the one situation. We have to accept we're living with higher and higher levels of uncertainty. The second is that the new electricity minister has done what the Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources have never done, which is to say, listen, these power stations are a problem. Gwede Mantashe always says, oh, there's plenty of electricity on the grid. Eskom just has to switch it on, and for some reason they don't. The current electricity minister is being actually quite honest with the nation and saying, these are in trouble, we have to fix them, we're not quite sure what's going to happen tomorrow, things are going to get worse. So he's being very honest about it. He's also saying he's very, very committed to what Andre de Ruyter and the Eskom management have always been saying, which is we need a massive, huge program of renewable build. The building of renewable energy infrastructures to really solve our problem. And finally, that's what we are seeing. So from a policy point of view, we're on track. Implementation is the challenge, of course.
Yeah, but we in the recent national shut down, Professor Swilling, we also saw where the lights were kept on for over 48 hours. So perhaps the narrative that says we do have enough electricity as and when it is required, this entire thing is only politicized and also benefiting the parallel economies of fuel, diesel and generators or manufacturers of generators. What's your view on that?
No, there's no truth in that. I mean, it's not just a question of political manipulation or bad faith on Eskom's part or political interest. We're dealing with a very, very, very problematic fleet, which has been mismanaged over a very, very long time, not just because of policy decisions, but also because of corruption, inefficiency, etc., within Eskom. And this doesn't get fixed overnight. We have to accept this is not a system that anybody can control and predict with great certainty over the next 2, 3, 5 years. We're going to live with high levels of uncertainty for quite some time now. And until renewables generation capacity really comes online on scale, we're not going to be able to end load shedding. And this is more or less where everybody's starting to agree now for the first time. And that is very significant. That's the light at the end of the tunnel, if you like.
All right, Professor, thank you indeed for your time. That's energy expert Professor Mark Swilling speaking to us that there isn't a need to panic as yet, but we can anticipate that there'll be higher stages of load shedding in the near future.